room, let's collide. Streaming hot takes, combat in overdrive. Chairs flying, bodies on the ground. Review last night's show, no holds unbound. Smell the sweat, hear the roar, feel the pain. Tagging folks in, dialogue insane. Matt's on the mat, Vince's vendetta. Analyze the best moves, no meta. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. Heel turns crazy, face gains momentum. Captured every moment, endless venom. New champs, shock the crowd. Replay, breakdown, critics stand proud. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. No, bang. Microphone blazing, Grun's room, let's collide. Streaming hot takes, combat in overdrive. Yeah, chairs flying, bodies on the ground. Review last night's show, no holds unbound. No holds unbound. Smell the sweat, hear the roar, feel the pain. Tagging folks in, dialogue insane. Matt's on the mat, Vince's vendetta. Analyze the best moves, no meta. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. Heel turns crazy, face gains momentum. Captured every moment, endless venom. New champs, shock the crowd. Replay, breakdown, critics stand proud. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Microphone blazing, Grun's room, let's collide. Streaming hot takes, combat in overdrive. Yeah, chairs flying, bodies on the ground. Review last night's show, no holds unbound. No holds unbound. Got it.
Taking over once. You can't rule, you know. I'm with the right.
Microphone blazing, Grun's room, let's collide. Streaming hot takes, combat in overdrive. Chairs flying, bodies on the ground. Review last night's show, no holds unbound. Smell the sweat, hear the roar, feel the pain. Tagging folks in, dialogue insane. Matt's on the mat, Vince's vendetta. Analyze the best moves, no meta. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. Heel turns crazy, face gains momentum. Captured every moment, endless venom. New champs, shock the crowd. Replay, breakdown, critics stand proud. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play Military tight, top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night.
What is going on? It is Friday. It is 7 p.m. Eastern. You know what that means. It is time for Grun's Room. I am your host. I am the Grun Meister. I am your blue-eyed villain. I am ready to talk Smackdown. We have a double feature talking about Smackdown from last week and also Smackdown from earlier today over in Australia. They are in Perth for Crown Jewel tomorrow, I believe, and we will also be going over uh the we'll be going over the Crown Jewel card, taking a look at it and seeing what we think, or at least what I think. And well, that's about it. Like, I'm not look, Crown Jewel looks like it's gonna be a good show, but I'm still not buying the PLEs. Not anymore, not at ESPN's prices. This is what is up, chat? We've got the boss over on YouTube. We got Viking Storm on Twitch. We got the voice Joshua Joseph on Twitch. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out. Greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out all the other IYH content, including the Monday Night Raw review, hosted by the voice Joshua Joseph, co-hosted by myself, and the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway. The Bouquet of Legacy, hosted by Alcon the Concept House, co-hosted by Divinely Designed Annie O'Neill. And they talk about everything that is great about women's wrestling. I do believe they go over a feud, a match, or even a particular woman in pro wrestling history that deserves to have some more light shined upon them, and which is always going to be, I mean, it was always awesome. Last week, I believe it was last week, they talked about the famous Gail Kim Awesome Kong feud from TNA. Like, that was an awesome feud. It really was one of the best feuds TNA ever had. And so, well, you guys should definitely check out those episodes. You should also check out the ECW watch alongs, where the voice Joshua Joseph becomes the educator of Extreme for one night and tells you about ECW alongside Alacon the Concept House. And then that's it. We don't do Sunday or Saturday shows anymore, usually. Yeah, but what we are doing is we are going to be at the Squared Circle Expo. Oh, in March. I believe that is March 27th and 28th. We're going to have a table there sharing it with Emerge Pro Wrestling, I believe. We're going to be sharing it. We are on a mission to also get me out to Squared Circle because it will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. So Hypocrisy Jones, Alacon the Concept House, and the voice Joshua Joseph, even Kevin Calloway, Annie O'Neill. Well, they don't have any problems making it out there. And you got it. Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. Thank you very much, boss. Boss, thank you very much. We are teaming up with them for a table at Squared Circle Expo. We have it. It is signed, sealed, delivered. We, IYH, will be at the Squared Circle Expo. Got to check that out. What you also have to do, or no, let me rephrase that. You don't have to, but we would like you to help us achieve the dream of, well, okay, you got two dreams. The voice wants to wants to tell off wrestlers he doesn't like that they're going to be there. Kevin Nash is confirmed to be there. Eddie Kingston is confirmed to be there. Her Hornswoggle or Swoggle is confirmed to be there. A litany of other plethora of other wrestlers have been confirmed. Matt Cardona, uh, like a plethora. Soraya has even been confirmed. So Viking saying he'll do everything Josh is saying he wants to do for free. Yeah, and look, we will make sure to record it. We will make sure that we have our phones, cameras, whatever going to that we still have footage of Josh completely insulting some of these wrestlers. And yeah, they're probably just gonna say, "Hey, go away." It's like that's probably gonna be the best reaction we're gonna get out of it. But then you will have footage. We will have footage of Josh being Josh and doing his things. And yeah, like the house says, we need me in IYA at IYH at the table in Indianapolis. So we are asking you guys to help us. I do believe we are still setting up the GoFundMe, uh, so that if you guys wish, you can help us. Let's pay for the travel, the rooms. Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Voice are more than happy to room together. There, I am filing a restraining order, a temporary restraining order to keep him out of poking distance from me. All right, so we can be in the same room, but no pokey, no pokey. Okay, I will have a camera running while I am asleep to ensure he doesn't do any pokey business. You will videotape any moment. Oh, Voice, don't you dare! Yo, what? Yo, what? Oh my God, no, no, I do not agree to this. I do not. I do not. How dare you, sir? I thought we were friends. Wow. Okay, Viking. How is Luna going to feel about that? Hmm. 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 How's she gonna feel about that? You want a bare ass photo of me, and you're willing to pay $150 for it? No, sir. I do not. She's giggling. Great, great. You our friendship is expensive. Apparently, our friendship is expensive. Josh, what the hell is wrong with you, dog? Pardon me, I'm getting over some allergies. Unfortunately, it happens to me every time this year or season, time of year. Anytime seasons change, the allergies they come back. Screw them. Yeah, we want me at the expo. An opportunity for me to not only would this be my opportunity to meet Josh Jones, who's Alicon, and any other member of IYH that shows up in person for the first time. This would be my first ever wrestling convention or expo ever. And the first opportunity I've ever had to not just meet like local pro wrestlers, but to meet like legendary pro wrestlers, iconic pro wrestlers. This would be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now I understand that people got bills, people have to take care of themselves, but if you can help us out, help us achieve this dream, help us achieve this goal, and get me into Indianapolis for March. It's, you're gonna tell Cardona to pop that top. Whoa. Yeah, you've gotten to meet 3 of them unintentionally. But hey, you're not complaining. You better woo woo at him. You know it. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. And I'll tell you everything I know about last week's SmackDown as it opened up with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton having a stare off with Paul Heyman and Braun and Bronson. And then Paul trying to drive a wedge between Cody and Randy. It's like, Randy will drive the wedge in himself. Okay, you don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry. Voice is now saying that he's gonna tell Eddie Kingston, who's gonna be there, who's confirmed there, that his mom can't cook. What else was it? What were the other things? He's gonna say for $400, Voice will tell Kevin Nash he is a dick nose fucktard to his face. For $200, he'll tell Eddie Kingston that Orange Cassidy is way more talented and charismatic, which I mean might actually be true though. So yeah, I mean, I don't think. I think all you would be doing is confirming to Eddie Kingston that he that while in his own right, I think he is a good talent. The problem is his style is very particular and only works in particular ways. So I got nothing against Eddie Kingston's style, but it is very particular. You follow his X account, he thinks he is a god. He is God. Really? I mean, I know the man has gone through addiction, and so now I definitely would not. I would definitely be hurt to see that he believes that he is greater than God, because no recovering addict ever believes they are greater than their higher power. The higher power. He's addicted to these nuts. Damn. Yeah. Josh just really does not like Eddie Kingston. But yeah, Randy Orton doesn't need help driving a wedge between him and friends. Randy can do that all on his own. So Paul, sit back. There was a backstage segment. Miz confronted Carmelo Hayes about the previous week, where Melo didn't try and break up the 3 count, where they lost their opportunity to become number 1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It's Melo says, "Look, we cool, but I got to focus on me, and I'm going for the United States Championship." Miz saying, "You lost because you didn't listen to me." So as Melo is going out, he's telling Sammy he's about to accept the challenge one more time. And then the Miz comes out behind him, skull crushing finale. He denies Melo the opportunity to cash in on this open challenge for the United States Championship. Yeah, Melo and Miz are going to cook when they feud, and the feud is starting. It is officially starting right now. It is going to be a great feud, especially for Melo, because Melo has definitely been lost in the shuffle. But you know what? They haven't given up on Melo, because they know that he's got talent. They know they got everything. He's got everything they want. They just got to figure out how to pull it out of him and get it and present it in a way that the main roster fans will be able to digest it and enjoy it. And Miz, like, no hate, no disrespect. Miz is the greatest one to do that. He is just one of the best workers. For so long, he was underappreciated because all we saw was the douchebag with the haircut and the big mouth. But over time, we realized, no, this guy loves pro wrestling, and this guy loves his job. He doesn't care if he has to make a fool out of himself, because he ends up making great content, great entertainment for us. And we end up loving him even more. So Miz is about to do what Miz does best, and bring Mello to the top of the SmackDown division. So Sami Zayn, with that, he needed a new opponent, and Aleister Black is the one that answered the call. Now, I thought for a second, like, could Sami have planned this out? And of course he did. Of course he planned this out. Don't you guys realize Sami Zayn is planning all of this out? Now I'll admit I don't know if he was prepared for Aleister Black because he's been busy with Damian Priest, but at the same time, I'm sure Sammy told Miz exactly what to do. Told Miz, hey, look, you and I both know Mello is going to try and cash in on this opportunity that I'm giving him. Mello is going to try and cash in on this open challenge for the United States Championship, Miz. So what you do is this is your chance to attack him from behind, okay? Because if he wrestles me again, he might win. I don't want him to win, okay? I want to be Sami Zayn, United States Champion forever, okay? All the way to where I win at the greatest Royal Rumble of all time in Saudi Arabia, and then go on to win at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. And then I defend the championship next year in Saudi Arabia, where I retain. And I become the greatest professional wrestler to ever live because I am Sami Zayn. Nah, Sammy is not selling his crap to me. He never has, he never will. I am not buying what Sami Zayn is selling. Sami Zayn, he knew that Carmelo Hayes was going to answer the challenge. He set up Mello. As for Aleister Black, while I don't think that he was actually prepared for Aleister Black, I do think that he was not concerned at all since Aleister Black has done nothing significant in his entire run in WWE. While he has always had potential, he's always shown potential, he's always shown how he is deliberate with all of his moves, he is deliberate with all of his words, one of the best talkers in WWE, one of the best promos, one of the best at just telling a story and getting you interested. No matter how horrible he's pushed, he keeps you interested in him. But because he's not had much success in WWE, Sami Zayn was not enthralled with this aura of Aleister Black. So, Sami Zayn was able to pick up the win with the Haluva Kick, Blue Thunderbomb Kondo. And Viking Storm here is telling me, need the aliens meme to pop up now because holy conspiracy theory. Theory lol. It's like, hey, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is fact, Viking Storm. Absolute 100% irrefutable fact. So don't you dare argue with me. Up next, we had a women's tag team match where Chelsea Green and Alba Fire, they were talking smack about NXT women's tag team Sol Ruka, and Zarya. As they were speaking with Nick Aldis, they wanted to be the women to bring the WWE women's tag team titles back to NXT. Yeah. Nick Aldis said, "Well, I got to talk with Ava. We got to figure some stuff out. But I would love to have you guys on SmackDown when you have this match." And what do you think? No, Chelsea Green and Alba Fire, they talk themselves into a tag team match. and where Zarya and Sol Ruka were able to pick up the win. And it was absolutely flawless, especially since Ruka got the win for her team with her Soul Snatcher. And Viking, don't you dare to tell me to be quiet. I will not show you. I will not show you that. How dare you ask me that, sir? No, I am not this little boy toy of yours. How dare you? No, no, bad. Next, we had a contract signing between Julia, or I'm sorry, not Julia, Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vicaire, but Julia and Kiana James invaded the contract signing. And no, Josh, don't, don't. I will. There will be problems, Josh. There will be problems with us. Okay, don't you dare do it, sir. But this was quite a boring contract signing because even after Julia and Kiana James invaded, like, okay, they attacked Tiffany, and maybe Stephanie Picard turns heel and joins Kiana James and Julia because that was what Kiana James was really looking to accomplish. She wanted to be, I guess, the female Paul Heyman and have a litany of female wrestlers in her portfolio as women she has managed that have gone on to greatness. Um, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. I am indifferent to it, and I'm willing to let it play out and see where it goes. But yeah, I wanted to see someone go through a table, please, but no. Up next, we had Javon Evans team up with Ray Phoenix to take on Los Garza, who have fallen off, and I don't know why. They literally fired Santos Escobar, or they let Santos go, and then they re-signed him. And all this, or guys, remember, they wouldn't sign, they wouldn't offer a good contract to Karrion Kross and his wife Scarlett Bordeaux. Now, that really makes me wonder, like, what, like, Santos, I don't think has the value that Karrion has alone. And yet they thought, all W also thought that, or maybe TKO, because this is feeling like it was a TKO decision. TKO probably felt that that Karrion Kross didn't need Scarlett Bordeaux, and TKO didn't know the kind of value that Scarlett Bordeaux could bring to the table when our own Kevin Calloway's said on Monday Night Raw Window Lickers. He said, like, dude, if you see Scarlett wrestle, she can wrestle. Like, really, she can. And she knows about presence. She knows about getting the fans' attention. And she's done that in a few different ways. One way that might be considered degrading to women. However, she was willing to do that in TNA. And you know what? I mean, it got her attention. It paid her bills. I don't think she's gonna complain too much about it because, hey, this is the business. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? But she has also shown in the time with WWE, in the time with Karrion Kross, her husband, uh, she she has done little things that have shown that she can do more. That she can play a bigger role. She can be more than just some sex symbol. She can be a piece. And what I love even more, I love the story that they wanted to tell. They wanted to flip the script on something. Everyone talks about the devil on your shoulder. Well, they wanted to do a storyline where AJ Styles was the angel on the devil's shoulder. Like, that sounds interesting. And AJ Styles carrying Cross, yeah, that probably would have been a really good view. Not even a feud. It probably would have been a really good story. It would have been really entertaining. AJ Styles is performing his best in years. And my guess is because he has had so much time off and he's had so much time to heal up and think about what he wants to do for his last year contracted to, well, not just contracted to WWE, but also his last year active as an active performer in WWE. Unfortunately, we will never get that, but Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux do seem to be happy with their lives currently on the Indies as free agent independent wrestlers, going currently doing so with GCW. They did tease that there are some other things in the works. They did not mention anything with AEW. They are unlikely to sign with AEW anytime soon due to the fact they're not sure how if they really want to say goodbye to WWE forever, because the next promotion they want to sign with, they want it to be for the rest of their careers. And I think they said they feel like they wouldn't be doing anything. It wouldn't be good for Tony Khan if they weren't interested in staying in AEW forever. And they're not ready. I guess they're not ready to decide if that's the commitment they want to make. That's definitely gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, Los Garza lost, and yeah, I went off that time because look, Ray Phoenix is great, but now Ray Phoenix is slowly getting lost in the shuffle as they seem to be interested in showing off Javon Evans, he's great in the ring, but he is not ready for the main roster. He is not ready. I think he's way too young. Maybe he has the maturity level, sure, but I don't think his talent is developed enough to uh, hold up on the main roster. So as a solo act. Then we had our main event, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were able to pick up the win against Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, as Randy Orton readied for the RKO World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins interfered to execute the stomp on the Legend Killer behind the referee's back. Moments later, Reed hit the tsunami on Orton to seal one of the biggest victories forever for Reed and Breaker. Following a disagreement with Heyman after the match, Rollins disobeyed the Oracle's orders, dashed back into the ring, and tried to deliver a stomp to Cody Rhodes. Rhodes, however, dodged the move and dropped Rollins with a thunderous crossroads as Heyman held back Breaker and Reed. There is clearly dissension in the Vision, and the Oracle, I think, is looking to take Bronson and Braun for himself and create his own faction once again. And this faction might just also contain a certain beast incarnate. Overall, good SmackDown. Things moved forward for Crown Jewel and for today's SmackDown, as it was confirmed last week that Aleister Black and Damian Priest would face off today in a last man standing match. Now, unfortunately, it seems that WWE did not update the results for the result of October 10th SmackDown, and or at least it's not available in the US because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't. Cody Rhodes, he said some words about his opponent Seth Rollins for Crown Jewel. Seth Rollins earlier in the day walked off when Paul Heyman handed him the microphone. So Seth Rollins, his mind is fully focused on this match, leading me to believe that this match is going to be one of the most important matches in Seth Rollins' career. The Wyatt Six will take on, or did take on, what the? Okay. Breaking news. Apparently, Seth Rollins kisses hamsters named Fred. Josh, you wanna tell us what your source is? Cause that's a bizarre breaking news. The Wyatt Six took on the Street Profits for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I do believe the Wyatt Six retained, which does make a lot of sense. Hence, because I don't know how you take the titles off them right now. Uh, Josh is telling us that the Wyatt Six are full of emo kids who hate the color blue. Kind of, yeah, kind of, yeah. I can't really fight with you on that. Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vaquer teamed up to take on Julia and Kiana James. This one, not really sure who won. Now, this one is quite interesting. Damian Priest and Aleister Black, like I just said, they battled in a last man standing match. Apparently, it was epic. It was amazing. And it had quite the unique ending. Aleister Black would win the last man standing match due to distractions and interference from a very tiny Puerto Rican woman who calls herself Zelina Vega. And if you were unawares, what the hell is the connection between Aleister Black and Zelina Vega? Well, in the real world, outside of professional wrestling, these two had a special ceremony some years ago, binding them together in holy matrimony. They are married. Zelina Vega, who has been, in my eyes, like nothing special in the WWE. I barely remember her from TNA. I have to be reminded every time. Like, hey, she was in TNA. She was. Oh, Rosita, that Hispanic women's tag team. Yeah. Okay. It was at a time when TNA was not very good, so sorry. Zelina Vega went in there at a wrong time, at the bad time. But she's tried in WWE. She's tried numerous times to get herself over. And now I think this is gonna be interesting. Zelina Vega has aligned herself with Aleister Black. So this is gonna be interesting to see how this dynamic works. Because now Damian Priest is gonna need need a woman to back her up. 70 Vaquer is on Raw. So if they were looking to bring in a new woman for the women's division on SmackDown, it is been rumored online, I guess, that Damian Priest is currently dating NXT women's star Lola Vice, who not Puerto Rican, she is Colombian? I actually am not sure. Or Cuban, I think. I think she's Cuban. I think that's what it is. Um so I mean there's that. That could be a good opportunity uh for Lola Vice to get on SmackDown, gets TV time, see how the SmackDown fans react to her. And then Sami Zayn would technically successfully defend his United States Open challenge against a returning Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, this one I know for damn sure. Sammy knew exactly everything that was going to happen. Sami Zayn told Nick Aldis, bring me somebody that the WWE fans haven't seen in like a year. He brings in Shinsuke Nakamura because he knows he can beat Shinsuke Nakamura. But not only that, he set up Shinsuke in the most diabolical of ways. You thought how Mello was set up was bad? Nah. Cause see, Sami Zayn, I have it on on some authority. I don't know if it's good authority, but it's some authority that Sami Zayn has made a deal with Solo Sikoa, or Solo Sikoa somewhere down the line will get his own United States Championship match. And and all he had to do was interfere in this match. And Solo Sikoa did that. He not only did Solo Sikoa did that, but he brought out Tama Tonga to complete his family tree. And they came out in the Gorillas of Destiny themed face paint. The war paint that the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa would wear. Jason Mateo wore his own version of it. Hikuleo had his own version of that war paint. Solo Sikoa was the only one who did not wear any face paint because he's not a warrior. Solo Sikoa is a businessman, and this businessman is diabolical. He will do anything and everything he can to screw over his opponents. So he's made a deal with the devil that is Sami Zayn in order to get a United States Championship match. And that is what we can expect. That Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa in the near future will battle for the United States Championship match. And Nick Aldis will tell you, oh, it's because Solo Sikoa did this thing or that thing and earned it. No, he bargained for that title match. How dare you, Nick Aldis, take us for idiots? You will not take us for idiots anymore, you smooth talking demon, you. No, because you're just as evil as Sami Zayn. And it's all because Sami Zayn wants to win titles. And he wants to win them because that's the only thing that matters to Sami Zayn. He doesn't care about his pride. He doesn't care about his honor. No. Sami Zayn is looking to screw people over because he's realized that's how you stay at the top. I'm on to you, Sami Zayn. But now let's talk about Crown Jewel tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. That's right, 8 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. if you're on the Pacific West Coast. John Cena versus AJ Styles, probably gonna be the biggest match of the weekend. I think Cena wins. I Cena has to win, right? Like, look, I'm not gonna be mad if AJ wins and he gets to beat up John Cena again. All right, but this feels like Cena's gonna win, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. John Cena or no, it's Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. No, Seth Rollins wins. Everything is telling me Seth Rollins is winning this. Seth Rollins is 0-3 against Cody Rhodes since Cody returned to the WWE. However, if you include all the times that Cody Rhodes, in any circumstance, faced Seth Rollins during his initial run in WWE, Cody Rhodes is 22-0 against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has never, in any circumstance, beaten Cody Rhodes. So I think Seth Rollins wins 100%. Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer. This match and the previous match are for the Crown Jewel Championships. So we'll have a new this year's men's Crown Jewel champion and this year's women's crown jewel champion. Um, like I said, Seth Rollins becomes this year's crown jewel champion for the men's, and as for the women, I'm gonna go with Stephanie Vaquer. Because I think what the other members of IYH has said is correct, that they want to make Stephanie Vaquer look dominant, even if she's not that dominant, even if it's no, they want to sell it. Hopefully, the fans will buy it that she's dominant. And Tiffany, her title reign is getting stale. Something needs to happen. Likely, she needs to drop the title. I don't know to who. There's rumors now going around that it's going to be Alexa Bliss who takes the title off her. I don't hate that. I like Alexa Bliss. At the same time, I'm hoping that there's a reason for Alexa Bliss being chosen. For me, I need it to make sense because Alexa Bliss being just, like, that's an odd name just to pick, especially since she's currently doing something with Charlotte Flair. Um, so like you got to do something to add some more sauce to this pot, this boiling pot. Like you got to add something to make this a little bit more spicy, you know. Up next, we will have Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight that apparently Bronson Reed is undefeated in. Um, WWE are predicting Roman Reigns to win. Do you have? Yeah. I think you have Roman Reigns. Win here. Um, because like you can still I won't be shocked if Bronson Reed wins because either way, there you can make Bronson Reed look great in victory or defeat while protecting Roman Reigns all entirely. Because it's gonna be more about how Bronson Reed is such a beast, such a monster, such a Godzilla like such a kaiju like force that it's going to that's what will people cling to, not that oh Roman Reigns has lost a step. Then we'll have a women's tag team match where Rhea Ripley and Io Sky team up to take on the Kabuki Warriors. um, I think you need an Australian to win here. So Rhea Ripley and Io Sky win this match. I don't think that's going to be the end of this feud, though. Um, we were talking about how we think that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley were going to become a strange bedfellows tag team, and like it's definitely going to work. They're definitely going to go for the women's tag team titles at some point. I don't know when. It's probably not going to be this year because they're probably because really you still want to let Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair cook because they're actually doing a lot of cool things with the women's tag team titles right now. Hopefully, the tag titles don't get lost in the mix and they will be defended again soon. Hopefully. With that, I think that'll do it for this week's episode of Grun's Room. Tune in next week. We will go over everything that happened. Actually, yeah, we'll just go over next week. We'll just go over what happened on Crown Jewel. You know what? We'll even talk about what's going on Raw and NXT, maybe AEW even, because I pretty much talked about most of the things that happened on today's SmackDown. Now because it's on the other side of the world, 12 hours ahead, so it already happened, unfortunately. All right. Well, I will check you guys later. Tune in to all the IYH content. Keep an ear out for our GoFundMe page to help get me to Indianapolis for March 27th and 28th of 2026 for Squared Circle Expo, where I will be joining the IYH and Emerge Wrestling from Columbus, Indiana. Not at the Squared Circle Expo. I will see you guys next week. Have a great Friday night. Enjoy Battlefield 6. Have a great weekend. Have a great week at work. I will see you guys next week.